Welcome into the Michigan Football Report, folks. The Big Ten Championship Michigan Football Report. Look, Michigan wins a title. We win titles too. Now we're the Big Ten Champion YouTube channel. 42-3 in absolute domination for Michigan. The number 2 Wolverines, who potentially, with this kind of domination, right, winning 6 scores over Iowa, an Iowa team that was number 13 in the country, only 2 losses on this season so far. Could Michigan pop up to number 1 in the college football playoff? It's going to be them or Alabama, who had a dominating, but not nearly as dominating, win today over formerly number 1, or will be formerly number 1, the Georgia Bulldogs. So 42-3. What a debut for this program in the Big Ten Championship. A championship title game that's been around for a little over a decade, 11, 12 years now. Michigan had never been in it, been close plenty of times, right there. Couldn't get there against Ohio State in 2018, 2016. The Leaders and Legends division, RIP to them, was one of the reasons the Michigan didn't get in 2011 because how things shook out then. But 42-3, perhaps the most dominating performance in a Big Ten championship game, or maybe even a conference championship game all in, since Ohio State beat Wisconsin 59-0 in the 2014 Big Ten title game. Got them in the playoff, got them ultimately to win a national title. All right, we did it, folks. Big Ten champs, first Big Ten championship in 17 seasons. So go ahead and like the video if you like being Big Ten champs. I mean, look, Ohio State, 4 straight Big Ten champions. Michigan beats them. They got Quinn Ewers transferring. Ryan Day's probably going to be the head coach of the Bears. Michigan, a well-oiled machine on their way to, frankly, I think, a really good, strong chance at a national championship. So as I said, if you're a young man, if you're 22 years old, you might be like, I remember my dad telling me about Michigan winning the Big Ten title once, and now it's happened again in my lifetime. It's crazy to think about. When I grew up, Michigan was running off Big Ten championships, and it was easier to win them back then, right? Because you could go 10-2, you could go 6-2 in conference. There would be like a 3-way tie for Big Ten champion. They would give everybody a championship. So it's harder to win in the conference championship game era because you always got to win your division, and there's all kinds of potential tiebreakers that can mess you up. And then you go on and you got to play typically a pretty good opponent, although the Big Ten West has been historically pretty weak in this game. So outside of this being a Big Ten championship, it is the 3rd time, crazy as it sounds, only the 3rd time that Michigan has won 12 games in a season. I know a lot of people, like Ohio State fans, say, like, oh, we've had like 14, 12-win seasons. Well, their run of dominance for Ohio State just happened to be in the conference championship era and happened to be in the 12-game-a-season era, right? Michigan had some of the best seasons when there was 11 games in the regular season. A lot of times the best teams didn't go to a bowl game. Only the conference champions did, and there was no conference championship game. So Michigan never got the advantage in their heyday of the 13 and 14 game seasons like some schools have recently. But I want to know, get down in the comments, folks. Light up the comment section here on the Michigan Football Report, a celebratory Michigan Football Report. I got a beer here. I'm going to cheers myself. Give me a one-word reaction to Michigan beating Iowa, dominating Iowa, and winning a Big Ten champion. My one reaction is that it's hyphenated. It's about time, right? About time. Big Ten champs. Feels good. 2 more games to go to finish off what will be one of the more remarkable dream seasons / unexpected seasons in recent sports history. Right? Worst to first kind of thing, like used to happen way back in the day. All right, I got the proofs in my ear saying Michigan football Big Ten gear. Do we want to go to that now? All right. Big Ten gear. All right, we'll talk about that here in a second. Michigan football Big Ten champions, and there will be some Big Ten championship gear for sale. We'll show you guys here in a moment. You see the link at the bottom of the screen, chatsports.com/champs. So dominate Iowa. Headed to the college football playoff. And let me break it down here for a second. It seems pretty clear to me, unless the committee decides to make a drastic change away from what I think is conventional wisdom at this point, it's going to be Alabama likely number 1 because they beat number 1 Georgia, dominated them, 3-score win. Michigan's number 2, and likely Georgia's going to be number 3, although they probably deserve to be number 4. Cincinnati then be number 4. Alabama and Cincinnati. We were talking about it here. Alabama chose to go to Dallas last year, the Rose Bowl in the state of Texas. If you recall, they didn't play it in California. And I'm guessing Alabama will choose to do that this year. So Michigan versus Georgia, most likely. Well-informed, thought-out projection is that Michigan, Georgia will be down in Miami on December 31st. That'll most likely guarantee be the PM game. Would you say there, Producer Brett? Alabama, Cincinnati would be early because it's Cincinnati, and then Michigan, Georgia would be the prime time. Hard to tell. I would guess because the two big brands and only one in the other one that would be there. But if you're watching this Saturday night, watch it early Sunday morning. Join us live here on this channel, the Michigan Football Report. We will have the College Football Playoff announcement show, where Michigan's ranked, where they're going to be playing, and who will be their opponent for the College Football Playoff semifinal games on December 31st, folks. I can't wait, no matter if it's in Dallas, where I live, it'd be awesome if they were here, or, unfortunately, potentially Miami. Your boy Yoder will be in attendance. And I'll probably be rocking one of these bad boys. Shout out to the Chat Sports Research and Development Team, fastest championship shirt mock-up team in the game. Got this one within 4 minutes after the game ending. Go to chatsports.com/champs. I'll put the link down in the comments and towards the top of the description of the video. We went and we found the championship gear from our partner Fanatics. Go get some Michigan Football Championship gear 2021 Big Ten Champions. Feels good to say it, and it's exciting to see. I'm going to get myself one of those shirts here in just a moment. Hassan Haskins had 2 touchdowns tonight, folks, and he is your single-season record holder with 20 rushing touchdowns in the 2021 season as Michigan's starting running back. And the crazy thing about that is that Blake Corum has double-digit touchdowns, too, from that same running back position. And Donovan Edwards has come on in the last 3 games, and he hasn't necessarily had the rushing touchdowns. I believe he had one today. He's definitely taken a lot of snaps away from Haskins. If he hadn't, split carries or even gave up some time to Donovan Edwards when Corum got injured, Hassan Haskins could have potentially had 25, 26, 27 touchdowns this season. He's not going to win the Heisman Trophy, Haskins isn't, but I think there's a very good case that he could and should be a first-team All-American player. He was a first-team All-Big Ten along with Kenneth Walker. Look, as far as I'm concerned, those two right there could be your first-team running backs for all of college football on the Associated Press and all the other different All-American teams that we have. What about the offense, the defense, and the special teams? All 3 phases of the games had excellent performances. All right, talk about defense. What more can you say that 3 points, right? 3 points is all this Michigan team gave up to Iowa, a Big Ten West champion Iowa. I'm just looking up the stats here. 279 yards is what they gave up. 175 passing. Surprisingly, Iowa was able to throw for 175 yards. 104 rushing. Michigan ran for 211 yards. Michigan threw for 260. 75 came via Donovan Edwards, just dropping a 50-yard beauty over the top to Roman Wilson for Michigan's second score of the day. Back-to-back 60-plus yard plays there for Michigan to get on the board and be up 14, I guess it was 14-0 early on, I believe it was, maybe 14-3. So with that, offense, defense, special teams had a block punt in the second half, all right? And then Caden Colasar has an interception. Like guys that are unsung heroes of this team making plays at the end of the game. I'll tell you what, folks, this team, it's a joy to watch. It really has been a joy to watch. The fact that you don't feel you look back to 2019. There's a one play that I think is the epitome of some of the things that went wrong with Jim Harbaugh's team from end of 2018 season to, I guess, start of this year, which was Tariq Black in the fourth quarter when Michigan was down 2 scores but was trying to come back and had the opportunity to potentially score. He caught the ball, and the first down marker was like right here. And instead of just putting his hand out and getting the first down, a defender was coming down fast. He just stepped out of bounds. Next play, Michigan goes for it in 4th down around midfield. Hassan Haskins hits the wrong hole, gets stopped. Game is over. Ohio State scores a touchdown like the next play or two. And also it's a 3-score game. Game is completely over. Tariq Black, selfish guy. Didn't want to take the hit. Didn't have the self-awareness. Didn't have the wherewithal to say, you know what? Why am I going out of bounds here? Why am I need to get this first down. This team has guys who are making those sacrifices, taking the hits. The play by Donovan Edwards, J.J. McCarthy, Hassan Haskins, of course, but the defense today played terrific. And it wasn't just Aiden Hutchinson. Daxton Hill had one of the better games of his career. He was all over the place. He was flying around the ball, making tackles, and he's probably better, much like Jabril Peppers, in pursuit and making tackles and game-impacting plays than he is at actually covering guys in the open field as a cornerback or a coverage safety. So the offensive creativity, folks, from Josh Gaddis, the last 3 or 4 games. I think it started with Michigan State, came out with a pass-heavy attack. It was nice to see. Penn State was, iffy with offense that game. Still scored 21 points, but had a couple really nice plays. But Maryland, Ohio State, and now this Big Ten championship game, they're pulling the flea flicker pretty much every game. It's working every single time. Getting the tight ends involved. Luke Schoonmaker. Eric Gall had one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my life. Like, turn around, spinning over. It was just an amazing catch. Everything going right for Michigan right now. You beat Ohio State, and absolutely no letdown game here. 42-3 over Iowa. The defense, it bended, but it didn't break. All right. There were times early on they went down, Iowa did, early in the game, had an opportunity to score a touchdown, didn't get it done, left some points in the field, bad throw, bad execution from their wide receiver core, tight end core. By the way, tight ends made a lot of plays for Iowa today, but not enough. Then they missed a field goal. And then Michigan has those back-to-back plays where they score long touchdowns. And the game at that point, it felt out of hand. Even though it was 14-3, I was not ever concerned because I just didn't think Iowa could even score 10 points. It didn't seem like, even when they got inside the 20-yard line, it was like, okay, Michigan will stop them and then maybe give them a field goal. Happened in the second half when it was still a 3-score game. I think at the time it was 21-3. Iowa got inside the 10-yard line and have third down, didn't get it, went for it on 4th and 3, I believe, from the 8-yard line. Had to get 3 yards, and Michigan absolutely stopped them. And that would game probably over prior to that. But if Iowa would score a touchdown, it was then would be an 11-point game, and crazy things have happened, especially the Michigan team that in their only loss was up 16 points with 6 or 7 minutes left in the third quarter. But this is the 2021 Big Ten champs, the Michigan football team. Congrats to Jim Harbaugh. Congrats to Cade McNamara. Look, he's just what the doctor ordered for what Michigan wants to do with their offense with Jim Harbaugh. So type Go Blue down in the comments. I'm super excited. Now we've got 27 days till the college football playoff on December 31st. We'll find out tomorrow live here on the Michigan Football Report where Michigan will be playing and who. I think Michigan will win the national championship. I really do. They beat Ohio State. They dominated Ohio State. It wasn't some lucky catches that they made, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Miller, etc. Some phenomenal plays. Michigan probably wins that game. I don't know, 20 points more, right? There's maybe 21, 24 points, end up being a 15-point point difference, and that would seem like more of a blowout. Then they come and dominate Iowa, a 10-win Iowa team. You beat 42-3. You went on the road and you won at Penn State. The only blemish this far this year is Michigan State. I bet if those teams play today, if they play tomorrow, folks, or a week from now, I would think Michigan will win by a similar score to this. Maybe not 42-3, but I would bet it would be something like 31-10. Michigan would beat Michigan State. So we'll be back tomorrow, 11:45 Eastern Time, folks, live here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. But also, the link is live, chatsports.com/champs. Get your Michigan football Big Ten championship gear. Link will be down at the top, towards the top of the description and towards the top of the comments of this video, chatsports.com/champs. Join us live tomorrow. Big Ten champions, go blue.